Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen auset-heru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody else who might like it too, and drop us a positive comment in the comment section. And don't forget to stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to read two of my favorite positive comments, and one of them might be yours. Also, if you would like to get in touch with me through email or social media, if you would like to pick up some Ask an Aquarius merch, if you would like to become a patron on Patreon, or if you want to send me a gift from my Amazon wish list, all that information plus more is underneath this video, okay? All right, guys, so let's check out today's question, okay? It says, Aquarius love people, but they are a challenge. Okay, so somebody sent me this statement, and they asked me, an Aquarius sent me this statement, and they asked me, do I find this to be true? Because this is a dilemma that they face day to day. And I told him that I said 100%. I've talked about this before. Aquarius are the humanitarians of the zodiac. If you look up Aquarius, we are the sign of friendship, okay? But a lot comes with that, because when we say friendship, we talking about real friendship. We're not talking about frenemies. We're not, if you get a high vibrational Aquarius, we are talking about loyalty. Aquarius actually, in a lot of cases, Aquarius have closer relationships to our platonic friends than we even do some of our lovers. Aquarius believe in that loyalty. And if we have a friend that's really a friend, we will have those friends for our entire life, or at least a very long time. One of my friends, my closest friend, I met her when I was 27. I'm 43 now. My other closest friend I met at 3. So I've known her for 40 years. My other closest friend I met at 7 years old. So Aquarius usually keep our friends for a very long time and have very intense, lasting relationships with them. So we are the sign of friendship. So we do love people, but we don't like frenemies. We don't like that fake, them fake friends. If we think somebody, is stabbing us in the back, or they talking about us, or they not really our friend, they just around us for what they can get from us or something like that, we stop hanging around them pretty quickly. Aquarius is not the kind of sign that needs to be around people. We like people. We're humanitarians. Again, sign of friendship, but we don't need people. There's a difference between the two. Some people need, or they think they need, to be around people. They think they need to be in social settings. They think they need to be in social groups. They so much so they can't spend time by themselves. Some of these people are going crazy during this global illness that's going on, because they can't be as social as they usually are. But for me, and for many Aquarius who are like me, we've been chilling for the most part, We've been talking to people on the phone or on the computer, but it's not bothering us so much as it is a lot of other people. So we do really love people as far as that's concerned, but we don't like fake relationships, and we don't like fake people. And also, people are draining. We only want to be around certain kinds of people too. When I talked about people being draining, people can be extremely draining, especially people who are constantly upset about something. These are the kind of people who I tend to shy away from. People who are constantly upset. If a person is constantly sad, constantly angry, constantly plagued by negative emotions, those are the kinds of people that I shy away from, because that energy is draining. It's extremely draining, and I got things to do, so I can't be letting one person drain me, So that can happen a lot. Sometimes you might have a very nice, well-meaning friend, but they're always in a drama. They're always in a bad situation. They're always in something done popped off, something crazy done happened. And a lot of times these people are doing this to themselves because how they are or aren't dealing with their life. And then I got to deal with it every time you come around. So a lot of Aquarius don't do well with that kind of energy. Aquarius do well. I'm going to tell you the kind of friends we do well with. We do well with the friends that we can laugh with. Those are our favorite friends. The ones we can laugh with and relax with. People that make it easy for us to be around them. And if they do have a problem or an issue, it's not all the time. You know, sometimes we just hanging out. Like sometimes just watching something or just going somewhere or playing a game online or something. But it's not like they're always negative. They're always angry. They're always hurt. They're always sad. You know, they have like fluctuations with their life. So, you know, sometimes they're up and sometimes they're not. But the bottom line is that we do better with people who are funny, who are happy, who are in a good space, because it makes us want to be around them and it's not as draining. If you spend hours with your friend, I can spend hours on the phone with my best friend, laughing, talking, joking, reminiscing. I mean, hours. Get off the phone, not be drained at all. At all. Be right on to the next thing. But then there's been people who I've put out of my life who I could talk to for 15 minutes and be like, oh my God. It's like they just suck all the energy out of you. So Aquarius like people, but it's certain kinds of people that we want to be around. But even with that, one thing I've noticed about Aquarius is we are more of macro when it comes to people. So we look at like global issues, like feeding the homeless, you know? When it comes to people, we're more interested in things that affect lots of people. Feeding the homeless, activism, those kind of things. Because most of the Aquarius I know who are political in like activism and things like that. So when we get into people, a lot of times it is those larger issues, those larger group issues, you know, those become our causes. Feeding the homeless, you know, taking care of the kids, you know, homeless children, adjudicated youth. Every Aquarius I know has some type of cause. And most of us have a cause that has to do with people. But our cause is macro, like helping a neighborhood or helping a particular group of elderly or something like that. It's always more like a macro kind of thing, you know? And also the Aquarius I know, most of us know a lot of people. I wouldn't say we're friends with all of them, because remember, that friendship word is real serious to an Aquarius. But most of us know and associate with a lot of people. Even if we don't associate with them, we know them. At any given time, I probably can talk to, if I think about like my friends from school and from college and from work, I probably know thousands of people all over the world probably. But on a regular basis, I probably talk to 2 or 3 people. You know, Aquarius is like that. We know a lot of people, but we might only have intimate, close relationships with a few. So if you're an Aquarius and you find yourself this way, it's very normal. It's extremely normal for us. If you're an Aquarius and you find yourself extroverted, but you only have a couple of really close friends, or if you're an Aquarius and you're more introverted and you only have a couple close friends, or you're a combination of both, because that's how I am. I'm an introverted person, but I wasn't always. I used to be a lot more extroverted, and I became more introverted as I got older. But even now, if you take me out, I'm the life of the party. You know, if you can get me out the door, I'm going to be the life of the party. So if you're an Aquarius and you feel like that, that is not unusual. There's nothing wrong with you, you know. It's just that a lot of people are willing to play games that Aquarius are not willing to play. And one of those games is with friendships. We do not take friendships lightly. Friends is not a game, you know. It's not for play. That's a very serious position to be in somebody's life. You're their support system. A lot of times your friends could even be closer to you than your own family members. Most of my friends are. So I'm really, all of us have a tendency to be really careful with that concept. I think because we're the sign of friendship, people expect us to be their friend immediately. But nah, a lot of us hang back, we observe, we catch the person's vibe, and then slowly but surely, we might offer a friendship. If you have a true Aquarius friendship, you have a really special friendship. Okay. All right, guys, let's take a look at our comments. The first comment came from William Najagi. I think that's Najagi. He said, finally, I've had someone explain what I've tried to say. I feel like Saturn signs have zero tolerance for bullshit, especially Aquarius. Yeah, I think so, because Saturn makes us very serious. Saturn is a serious planet. It don't play. It's one of those serious. They call it old man Saturn. And that's why they call it old man, because he has a seriousness to it. And a lot of Aquarius I know, even though they're funny, because I got jokes all day. I am so funny. But when it's time to get down to business, I'm not playing no games. So I do think that comes from Saturn, because Uranus is more unpredictable. The last one came from JB. JB said, Queen, you hit it right on the head. Thank you for this message. I thought I was the only person that does this. My friends think I'm judgmental for doing this, especially if they are friendly towards them. Aquarius can always pick the nonsense up quick. Yeah, JB is talking about how Aquarius fall back and kind of observe before we start a friendship or start talking to people. And some people do get very upset with us about that. I was talking about that last week. Some people think it's rude, or you being stuck up, or you being conceited, or you being, whatever the case is. But it's not that. It's just the Aquarius falls back. We're kind of quiet. We just want to observe people's energy, really is what it is. And then we may or may not come forward depending on what we pick up on. So if you have an Aquarius and they're kind of quiet around new people, that's why. But it's not a slight to the person. It's not them trying to be rude. It's just them trying to fill them out to see if this is a person worth getting to know. And I think everybody should ask themselves that question. Okay? All right, that was the last one. So please come back soon, because I have a lot more to say. See you guys later.